How would you describe your experience with the Flyers here?
The Flyers really, the coaching staff shows me a lot when they, stuck with me by my side with my knee when I tore my ACL first game sectionals when I was in high school. And, the coaching staff just showed a lot of support and, they truly believed in what I could do. And then just to piggyback on that, the players here, the camaraderie, the brotherhood is like nowhere else. I mean, I have players telling me about, what's going on with their teams, and, the brotherhood here is really, really special. And, the guys that I have actually, trained with for the past 5 years now is, blood, sweat, and tears. Those guys are my brothers.
Heading into your senior season, you had already broken the record for most rushing yards in Dayton history. So where do you go, and what do you attribute that success to?
Where I go, I would have to say, I'm going to try to make that, that record unreachable. It's something that I want to leave my legacy here, leave my name in the record books where, not a lot of people can touch it. And it really, where I credit to is, my great running backs coach, Coach Mark Ewald, and the line. My old line is, we've had these guys, since they were sophomores, and, we just have, grown through the years together and really just, built a chemistry we have. And it's like chemistry like no other. I know what they're thinking, they know what I'm going to do, and it's easy to run and block for each other.
After your career at Leo, could you have envisioned this as the next step, I guess, for you?
Honestly, I came in here, coming off an ACL injury, and it's just, one of those things where if you really wonder if you're going to come back to how you used to be and your normal self, and it's a big worry. And the training staff here just you really helped me. You gave me confidence, and one of my stepped on my when I had my first opportunity to carry the ball here, and I felt how natural it was again. I really envisioned I could have some success here if if I was smart, did the right things, worked out hard, was a student of the game, and I really did kind of envision something this successful.
Take me back to October 22nd against Norwell.
Those days are real dark. I remember, honestly, didn't know what an ACL tear really was, and after the next morning when I found out I did tear my ACL, it was one of those things where I asked my mom, what do we do from here? What's the next step? Do I continue to play football? Do I not? Recovery time and all those things, enter your mind if you truly you love this game and want to do it. And she just really came down and, and told me, it comes down to two things. Either, you come back from this harder than ever, you work your butt off, or, you take this and you get out of the game and, you focus on your academics. And she goes, what your passion is. And, my passion is football ever since, I started playing with my stepdad when I was younger. And I chose, work my butt off and come back from it. And, it's my knee's better than ever now. And I really, have a lot of credit. Had a lot of people to credit for that.
What was the process like for you of going from, all-state running back to, in a certain degree, having to start over again?
It's one of those things where you're the big fish in a small pond, especially in Leo being such a small community, and then coming here to Dayton and just having just being welcome to college football is an experience itself, than being a small fish in a big pond. And it's just it takes a lot of mental preparedness, mental attitude to really just kind of take your place in the beginning and figure out where you really compare with these guys. And I had a lot of upperclassmen come to me and say, hey, you're going to be great one day, just stick with it, work your butt off. And, as time grew, I got on special teams, just worked my way to the top. And I'm one of those guys, if I get to the top, I feel like I just need to take off and not let anybody, catch up.
After October 22nd, describe the recruiting process.
So before October 22nd, the recruiting process was, going well. I was looking at a lot of D1 schools for, preferred walk-ons to bigger places and maybe smaller places to having, a full ride, a scholarship. And, after October 22nd, it was a lot of the teams, in a sense, said I was a liability. And, and hearing that just really, it kind of just, takes some passion out of it, just that teams want to back out. And some of the D1 schools saying I'm a liability, pulling some offers, really just not interested anymore. Just kind of I feel like fueled me to come to Dayton and, you know, prove to them that I can play this game still, and I'm, you know, still that I can come back even better.
What did it mean that Dayton stuck with you and gave you an opportunity?
I'm just, you know, blessed to have the opportunity that Dayton gave me. You know, it really showed a lot in, you know, the coaching staff here and Coach, you know, Rick Chamberlain, that he, you know, cares about his players and he's a player's coach, and that, you know, the whole staff, not just Coach Chamberlain, that, you know, they believe in somebody that, you know, can be at rock bottom with an injury, because ACLs is really, you know, not an easy injury to come back from. And so for that coaching staff to actually believe in me has showed a lot, and has actually gave me passion to play for my coaches here.
Once you made that decision, you know, your mom laid out that decision for you, which way you could go. Once you made your decision to go recovery of full-fledged football, what was the recovery process like? I imagine you put in a lot of long hours, a lot of hard work that people don't see. And then also, what was it like your first season? Because I think you felt you were ready to go here at Dayton, but they kind of held you back for the betterment, I guess, of your long-term career.
Yes, you know, after I, you know, tore my ACL and I made my decision, you know, to stick with the game I love, my passion, I worked with, you know, one of the physical therapists, Brian Boussier, and, you know, him and I just put countless hours in. I remember the first time I went after my surgery, I ended up having teary eyes because, you know, he was bending it back, you know, saying, hey, we need to start this process now, and it's, you know, it's going to be intense the whole time, but you're going to come back, and I know you'll come back from this. And, you know, with that support and just, you know, support from my family and friends, you know, physical therapy really was, you know, an easy process for me. And then coming here, I wore a brace for my first year, and I just, you know, having a brace on really isn't, you know, I'm not a big fan of it. And the athletic training staff here really decided to say, hey, like, you know, we believe in you, we know what you can do. Just take this, you know, year off to practice, get used to being on the field again and making those cuts, and, you know, really coming back, having confidence in your knee again. And now that I look back on it, I think that was, you know, one of the best decisions I've actually made, or they've made for me. And now that I, you know, took that time to recover fully, my knee's better than ever, and now I'm, you know, have no confidence issues at all with my knee.
Leo's all-time leading rusher. What goes through your mind when you hear that?
What goes through my mind is, you know, the memories and how it happened, and, you know, the memories of just being on the field with my friends, you know, actually just, you know, having that all-time record is something that I can leave my legacy at Leo, and, you know, have, you know, people like, you know, family and friends that still are, you know, in Leo and still remember my name, and, you know, having that in the record books is really something special that, you know, I can go back to my, you know, future children or whatever and say, hey, like, look, you know, what I could do in high school, you know, this is who I was, and it's the passion I had.
What's your best memory as a player at Leo High School?
My best memory, honestly, when I wasn't playing the game, was when I was, you know, I had my ACL surgery. It was when Leo played West Lafayette in the regional finals, and my best friend today still, he caught the game-winning pass with, I want to say, around 17 seconds to go, and we won that, you know, catching that pass, putting us ahead to, you know, win the regional finals. Just, you know, crutching onto that field with the, you know, the Friday night lights, and just the captains and just being there and just being in the presence of making Leo history with my friends, even though my best friends, and it's just, you know, a memory that I still get goosebumps today thinking about, and I have goosebumps right now thinking about it. It's just, you know, a memory that is probably my favorite football memory I've ever had.
That wasn't Nick Silver, was it?
Yes, it was Nick Silver.
Yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm.
As far as your career, just kind of in summary, people always say things happen for a reason. Do you think that that's the case with you?
I do believe, Glenn, when you say that things happen for a reason, and, you know, I feel like I'm finding out that reason right now, or, you know, in my time playing here, is that, you know, the camaraderie with these brothers, with these guys, has really given me, you know, something to play for. And, you know, it's not just playing for, you know, to have these statistics, to have, you know, be able to follow your dreams and go to the NFL or anything like that. It's really to play for the team aspect of it. And it just, you know, whenever team I'm on, it's a brotherhood that, you know, not a lot of people can experience. And just having those experiences, you know, I feel like coming here to Dayton is, you know, it's one of those things where I met the best friends of my life, and I wouldn't, honestly, I would never change it for the world.
Anything else you'd like to add?
No, Dayton's a great place.
Yep.
Would you say that all of the schools that rescinded their offers to you, did that motivate you into rehabbing your knee and being the best athlete that you could be?
Yes, that absolutely motivated me. I'd feel to what I wanted to be. It gave me a passion to say, hey, like, you guys may not believe in me now, but in the future I'm going to show you, and I'm going to rehab. I'm going to work my butt off, and I'm going to come back stronger than ever. And one day you're going to look back and say, wow, maybe we should have stuck with them. Really believed in him.